Go, Billy.
There you go.
Go, Billy.
Let's get it.
Keep in there, Bill.
Let's get it.
Not getting the belt too close.
Busu, arriba. Good. Go, Billy. Closer, mate.
He dies.
Evgeny Gradovich.
Who's he? The belt looks perfect just there.
Got it. Let's just do the fighters now.
What are some of the things you were talking about before about getting some of the younger demographics involved, as opposed to UFC, like you were saying?
That's what it is. I think it's taking it back to that actual, to a youthful demographic, and some of the things that they're attracted to the actual sport. They've been testing and proving it work. It may be the theatrics from the WWF. It may be implementing some of the things that I've seen the UFC do with the Ultimate Fighter Challenge. So you're more invested in the actual fighters because you've seen them grow or what their adversities are in a different way. So you know them a little more. Right now we build excitement around the fighters based on the fight itself. Fight by fight by fight. We don't even know. The people that have strong personalities that bleed through, they're becoming the biggest stars in boxing. They become Floyd Mayweather is to boxing. Floyd is misunderstood. A lot of times people misinterpret his actions or why he's doing what he's actually doing. I know him personally, around him a lot more to know who he actually is inside.
So what do you think about last week with Showtime?
I think it's a good deal for him. I think if they can keep exciting enough opponents in front of him for him to continue sustaining the million views, that'll make sense. Then if he starts to fight guys that don't.
What's your personal relationship with him now?
I told you, it's like my brother.
Still?
Yeah, you ever have an argument with your brother?
Of course.
Then you know what I go through. You know how it started. It started with me wanting to collaborate with Floyd because I don't see anything else that he's passionate about. And even when you're in a good financial space, because he has a lot of money, I have a lot of money, if you don't have income away from boxing, when you're not boxing, what can you expect? You see what I'm saying? So I was just trying to develop what would happen for him following him actually fighting, because I hear him think out loud and say, I got 2 or 3 more left in me. So to see him, if he actually fulfills
6 fights in 30 months is a lot.
Yeah, I doubt it.
What about this
I
gentleman?
doubt it strongly.
What's up with Gamboa? When are we going to see him next in the ring? And how do you feel about him being involved at that PAD mess in Miami?
I was looking at Gamboa. We were entertaining Gamboa versus Bradley. And the issue was the weight, moving them up in weight that fast, and that fell apart. And we started looking at Gamboa versus DeMarco, and DeMarco, Gary came back and felt like DeMarco needed to fight before fighting Gamboa. So you know, there's a lot of things that we're actually cutting through. I'm only telling you the things that have fell apart because I'm not going to tell you the things I'm working on because you people get in the way. Because then the opinions start flying and then you make the opponents nervous. With a guy of Gamboa's caliber, you get people to try to move away from having to fight him early. Like he wants Broner to fight. He wants to fight Broner. But you'll see Broner when he sees. Take advantage of that PED excuse because Gamboa's never failed any actual drug test, and he's been tested repeatedly in all of his professional bouts. He's a clean fighter, to my knowledge, and when these situations happen, you know who Gamboa blames it on? He blames being in that PD actual case on me.
Curtis, the
He
question.
blames it on me because he said people didn't pay as much attention to it as they pay attention to him now. So every little detail, every little thing. You see me be in the daily newspaper because I kissed the photographer, kissed the journalist.
They love you.
So it becomes, they forgot that the cars crashed the day before at NASCAR. And the only thing that would recover him was 50 Cent gets his number by
This gentleman right here, he's a world champion. Tell me, you have a lot of resources at your disposal. You're in movies, music, radio. What kind of things do you have in plan for Mr. Dib here?
Well, I mean, yesterday we did Fox, CBS, ESPN, Vivo, different platforms that this would be the big portion of the promotions for this event, and we spent the full day doing press day, television shows and pieces that you see coming out later. For Billy, I'm really interested in taking Dibs to Dubai because no one's actually marketing the fact that. Tell them.
Well, what people don't understand is that I'm the only Arab boxing world champion since Prince Nassim Ahmed in 2001. And unfortunately for Prince Nassim Ahmed back then, you know, the Dubai market still hadn't exploded. But right now it's exploded, and as you guys know, it's bigger than ever. Dubai is one of the most beautiful countries in the world, and they want a superstar. They just don't know that I'm there. But you know, now that we've touched base with a few people and they know that Billy Dib does exist and he holds one of the linear championships in the world of boxing, they're all like excited. So you know, I mean, you guys are definitely going to see some really exciting things. You know, first and foremost, we're going to show Evgeny respect for this fight. You know, I've not underestimated this guy at all. I promise you, I've trained like this guy was like Mike Tyson. Because, you know, I don't like to lose. And I know 50 doesn't like to lose either. And when somebody loses, we all lose. And we collaborate. You know, and me, I'm going out to be victorious and set the platform for bigger and better things. That's what I'm doing.
This is the thing that makes that direct connection to pop culture that I talked about. Everybody said when he loses, I lose. Yeah. So the person that is choosing another artist to support within hip hop culture wants to watch because he wants to actually see Billy lose because of the connection to 50 Cent. Exactly. So it means he resonates stronger whichever way, whether it's the positive side that he just loves Billy because he's associated with 50 Cent, or because he just wants to see 50.
Well, I've received mixed messages from people saying they don't like 50, so they don't like me. But you don't know me. How can you not like me? You don't even know 50, so how can you not like me?
This is online.
So either way,
You fight in AC when you first beat the webinar. Yeah. What's the difference between that fight
Chalk and cheese. Chalk and cheese. You know, that was then, this is now. I'm a completely different animal, and you're going to see that on Friday night. Tune in, because Loewe knows the past. He's gone. If Loewe knows still fought today, I'd knock his ass out. So I'm not even talking about him.
So I said, who's on your radar?
Anybody and everybody. I'm ready. Listen, anyone in the featherweight division can get it.
You're making a big investment working with Billy Dib. What is it that you see in Billy Dib that made you feel that this is going to be a good investment, that I can really do big things with this gentleman right here?
Well, Billy, for me, the first time I seen him, I was actually out in Australia and I was made aware of him. But then I saw him fight on the undercard of Floyd De La Hoya Mayweather. And from there, we actually talked about it because we were actually still in the dressing room, me and Floyd, at that point. And it was like, I like him. You know, when people get upset, they say all kind of things, but it's clear that he actually likes him. Even that there was a point that we were actually discussing moving him from SMS or TMT promotions to Mayweather promotions at that point. But I mean, it's a mess. How you clean up the mess in conversation? Did you know if you're around boxing enough to actually know what goes on behind the scenes, then you would know it's a mess. And I'm not really, I don't lie when I don't have to. So I won't go further into the situation. It's a bad situation.
They're interested in doing it in Singapore. We're interested in doing it in Dubai, America. We can do it in Australia. Wherever they want to do it, Chris John can get it. I've been chasing the fight for a long time, people. You know, I'm ready for Chris John. Listen, when you're a champion, you want to unify with other champions. You know, I'm no disrespect to the contenders and everything like that, but they can all line up. I'm trying to fight the champions of the world. That's what boxing's about. You know, you win, you lose, well, so be it. At least you gave the fans the right fights. You try to unify the titles. That's the aim. I want to be an undisputed world champion. Now, if you got Chris John and these guys not wanting to fight, then happy. It's not even possible.
I got one question for you. You asked me all these questions, right?
What's up?
What allows you, what you say should allow you to go down in history? Should it be the top fighter that fights the top fighters of his time? Or is it the guy that
Makes the most money?
maneuvers?
The guy that fights the best.
Yeah,
the guy who fights the best.
I agree, but you gotta win some of them too. You can't fight the best and lose every fight. That don't make any
He's
sense.
still fighting a lot of top guys years
I was
ago.
specifically talking about Floyd, but you must identify with the ducking and dodging. Excuse me.
Oh.